everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to be talking about the Legion of Superheroes movie. It just came out recently, and well, before I get into it, please subscribe to this channel and ring that bell icon down below to be notified when I post new videos. Also be sure to hit the thumbs up button if you like this video, and please share with your friends. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get into it. So I just saw the Legion of Superheroes movie, and honestly it's one of the best movies I've seen in a while. Now, I don't like the animation style fully. I'm still kind of on the fence about it. Personally, I'm a big fan of animation similar to like the Young Justice series from the first 2 seasons, or even animation from anime, or general there's certain animation styles that I enjoy, and this one I'm on the fence about it. But personally, I still think the story was great. The animation's still good, and it's still generally fun to see these characters really shine. Story-wise, I'm not going to get too much into the story because not everyone has seen it, but I am just going to tell everyone, make sure that if you don't want to hear any spoilers at all, this is the stopping point. Anyway, HBO Max recently did a Supergirl story focusing on the Legion of Superheroes, but Supergirl is trying to balance her life on Earth and trying to find her place really in the world. And basically she grew up on Krypton. She's not like Superman. As most people know, anyone who knows the character of Supergirl, she was on her way. She was on the same path towards Earth. Granted, what they did differently in this story, instead of making it about Zor-El, the father of Kara Zor-El, the thing that's different, like I said, is the fact that instead of it being Zor-El, they chose Allura, or I think it's Allura, yeah. Allura-El basically sends Kara through the portal. And story-wise, it's fine. It's great just to see the fact that, well, they focus on the fact that she's actually close with her mother and has a good relationship with her. And seeing this story play out the way it did, ultimately, it did great. I honestly enjoyed everything about the movie. It was really fun to watch. Overall, I think many people are going to enjoy the movie. It kind of makes me sad, actually, knowing that it's unclear whether or not this universe is going to be canon to anything animated-wise or even live action, especially because the Supergirl in this series is not the Supergirl they show in the movies. And if they're not going to retcon the entire Flash movie, then they need to really just make sure that she's either recasted, or they need to make this animated movie canon or decanonize this movie. And that's the problem. This movie is honestly great to see. You have the Legion of Superheroes. You have Superman fully aware of them. He's already fully working with the Justice League. Superman founded the Justice League with Barry. And so this entire cast, and personally, I don't know how well it's going to do. To most people, I think they probably don't even know about it. But Supergirl essentially is now living in this movie. She lives with Superman. She is trying to adapt to the life on Earth, realizing that she's not at all like him. Although she has his powers, she does not have his temperament. She does not have his training. She's not as skilled. She lacks the ability to function as a hero in any society. She is difficult to work with. She is very much Supergirl. It's like very difficult generally about this. The thing about this character is that she has a strong will. She has the ability to use her powers, but she lacks the skill, and that's what's shown very well in this. One of the things I noticed in most superhero movies, when they show female characters, they try to make them perfect at everything. This is where they finally show flaws. She has character flaws, she has things that she has to overcome, and that's a story. That's how you tell a good story about a female character becoming a hero. Not because she's female. She just becomes a hero. Overall, she does what she has to do to save the day. Simple as that. And there's a lot of little things I liked about it, like her relationship with Brainiac 5. And it was just funny to see them basically constantly at odds with each other. They're constantly at odds with each other, trying to outdo one another constantly. Really just overall irritable around each other. When it comes to this particular character, it's honestly fun to watch. The characters like Brainiac 5, you have Mon-El. That's the only thing I couldn't stand about this, was Mon-El was turned into a villain. It ultimately seemed like whoever wrote the character Mon-El in this had no idea who Mon-El was. He was honestly one of the saddest parts about this. It should have been more that he sacrificed himself to save them because he's not as powerful. And it would have been more intriguing to see him as a sacrificial hero who saves the day, and Kara tries to live up to his sacrifice. That would have been a better story, I think, personally. Now, overall, the story is still really good to watch. I think everyone's going to find it entertaining, to say the least. If you're a fan of Mon-El, you're going to hate it. You're going to hate it if you're a fan of Mon-El. Now, Supergirl, I think, is honestly very much like the one from the CW, but also very much like the one from the comics. Way more. Actually, I'd say she's better, more entertaining to watch than the one from the CW. Nothing against the actress or even the writers. In fact, I preferred the Supergirl CW version for a while. First 2 seasons of Supergirl were great. I kind of lost interest after a while. But this particular movie really captured the character well. The story was fun to watch. You know, all these different actors and characters that are playing roles that you wouldn't imagine. Honestly, you gotta check it out for yourself. It's on HBO Max. Make sure you check it out if you have the time. Or if you have the service. I'm not suggesting that you sign up if you don't have the service. It's coming out, I believe, I'm pretty sure it's already on DVD. Anyway, that's all I'm going to talk about in this video. Not sure if I shared a lot, but the fact is I can't. I'm just talking about from personal experience, my perspective of what I saw. Each character had their purpose in the story. You have Bouncing Boy. They had a racially casted character. There was a race swapped character. Specifically, actually quite a few of them. They race swapped specifically Lightning Lad. They race swapped Triplicate Girl or Dual Damsel, and also they didn't like calling her Dual Damsel when she lost one of the triplets. And then you have Phantom Girl. They made her less of what she was. I've known Phantom Girl's character to be more confident. In fact, she was the most confident one out of everyone there. Instead, they made her more of a shut-in, very much shying away from everything. It kind of seemed a bit like a stereotype, but maybe they just didn't know the character. Or maybe they're just trying to rewrite things. But generally speaking, I liked the more comic book. I prefer the comic book version better. So when it comes to most of the side characters of the Legion of Superheroes, they didn't really capture them well. However, I love Bouncing Boy. His personality was very bubbly, naturally. And of course, generally he had this confidence that was just astounding. He was strong and he was noble, but generally speaking, he did his job well. Ultimately, however, the Legion of Superheroes ended up being completely useless because they needed to do this in order for Supergirl and Brainiac 5 to actually shine. However, I'll say this, what I'm glad about is that they didn't belittle the characters intentionally. It seemed more like there was a reason for it, like there was an actual reason behind the failings of each character. So yeah, they had actual writing. So it's one of the things I'm really glad to actually see in this animated movie. Now, thank you for listening for this rant, or listening to any of my rambling rants here and there. Thank you for watching. This has been Create TV. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.